Hey, hey, I'm coming back to an empty space. Yeah. Yeah. I've been scrolling through this life like there's something to be found. Every tab I open echoes back in empty sound. Going deeper down these rabbit holes, just spiraling around. Built a life on hollow promises and watched it all come down. Chasing every little feeling that could make the way feel light. Ay, working through the weekends, trying to fill the days and nights. Ay, bought the things they told me would illuminate the night, but I'm standing in the darkness, slowly losing sight. Everybody's out here playing this ridiculous game. Different faces, different places, but the end is the same. I tried everything to numb it, tried to kill the pain like a hamster on a wheel, and I keep running in vain. There's a void I've been carrying for years. All this searching left me empty, left me drowning in my fears. I've been building up these walls so that nobody gets near, but the silence keeps on screaming what I don't wanna hear. 404. Nothing found on this page. Every path I've been taking's got me locked in a cage. I've been searching the wrong place, keep returning to the world and coming back to an empty space. Hey, I'm coming back to an empty space. Yeah. Every dollar that I earned just left me needing more to spend. Every friendship that I built kept reaching fractures at the end. Every trend I chased around just sent me further around the bend, and the cycle keeps repeating like a loop that doesn't end. Every promise that they sold me left me hollow and fake. Every morning that I'm waking up, there's more at stake. Every dream I built on sand was always gonna break. Just another temporary fix, how long's it gonna take? I've been building all these things I thought I needed on my own. All this noise around me and I never feel more alone. Checking feeds and notifications, sitting on my phone, but the highlight reel can't feel the ache, I feel down to the bone. I don't know the cost of all this emptiness I've crossed. Every single thing I found just left me feeling lost. Everything I tried to build eventually turned to frost. I need something real to hold me, I don't care what it costs. Nothing found on this page. Every path I've been taking's got me locked in a cage. I've been searching the wrong place, keep returning to the world and coming back to an empty space. Maybe I've been looking in a place that doesn't give. Maybe I've been building off a platform into sink. Maybe there's a reason every answer that I find just leads me back to standing at this crossroads every time. Nothing found on this page. Every path I've been taking's got me locked in a cage. I've been searching the wrong place, keep returning to the world and coming back to an empty space. Yeah. They feed you what they want you to believe you really need. Plant the ads inside your timeline like they planting the seed. Every platform's got an agenda and they want you to feed a machine that runs on envy and on insecurity and greed. Everybody's optimized to show the highlights of the grind. Curated little windows into lives they redefine, but the metrics and the followers are messing with your mind. You were never meant to find your worth in what they track and assign. There's a system underneath it all that runs the show, deciding what you see and what you're never gonna know. It filters out the suffering so the good vibes flow, but it can't predict or measure what God's choosing to go. There's a plan that was established before time began, written in the stars and in the hollow of his hand. Every door that closed was working out a greater plan. He's the only algorithm that I'll ever understand. The algorithm can't contain him, can't explain him, can't control. Yeah. Can't predict where grace is going, can't detect what makes you whole. The algorithm feeds you everything except what feeds your soul. There's a God who wrote the code before you ever played the role. Everybody's fighting for a place inside the light. Blue check validation got you grinding day and night, comparing your beginning to somebody's highlight in your sight. You've been chasing someone else's version of what's right. If you step outside the system, you become the one to blame. Playing by their rules just keeps you playing their game, but there's a king who's operating with a different kind of claim. He was moving through the margins long before I knew his name. I've been caught up in the feed and everything between, living for the dopamine from what I post to be seen, but guys working in the spaces that no camera has been, in the quiet, in the unseen, in the places in between. So I'm choosing to step out of what was holding me, breaking from the system that was sold to me for free. There's a freedom in the calling that was made for me. The algorithm never had the code to set me free. The algorithm can't contain them, can't explain them, can't control. Hey, hey. Can't predict where grace is going, can't detect what makes you whole. Hey. The algorithm feeds you everything except what feeds your soul. Hey. There's a God who wrote the code before you ever played a role. Hey, hey. He knew my name before the world was initialized. He wrote the script before the story was revised. Hey, no filter and no follower count gets me to his eyes. Hey, his plans he only recognize will ever prioritize. Algorithm can't contain him, can't explain him, can't control. Hey, hey. Can't predict where grace is going, can't detect what makes you whole. Hey. The algorithm feeds you everything except what feeds your soul. Hey. There's a God who wrote the code before you ever played a role. Spam, spam, same old message with a different face. Spam, spam, trying to take your peace and take your place. Don't open it, don't click it, send it straight to the trash. The enemy's been running the same script since the crash. Inbox flooded in the morning with a pack of little lies, dressed in language that sounds almost like the truth in disguise. You're not enough, you never change, don't even try to rise. Same old messages recycled with a different enterprise. He's been sending since the garden, trying to drag you down. Fills your inbox with the voices of the people in this town. Takes the worst thing that you've ever done and makes it your renown. Then he sits back while you're sinking and you're starting to drown. Every message that he sends is something hard to perceive, disguised as your own thinking, so you're easy to deceive. Coming at you from the angles that are hardest to believe. He's a thief who steals your peace before you get a chance to breathe. Real receipts on every doubt he drops into your head. Seen at 3 a.m. when you should probably be in bed. Every lie he ever told you just to fill your heart with dread. Market spam, don't click the link, check the source instead. Spam, spam, same old message with a different face. Spam, spam, trying to take your peace and take your place. Don't open it, don't click it, send it straight to the trash. Yeah, the enemy's been running the same script since the crash. He'll attach it to the voices of the people in your life. Take the words of someone careless and he'll twist it like a knife. Hit reply on every failure, every setback, every stripe. Spam your mind with every reason you should give up on this fight. But the word is like a filter and the truth is gonna show. Every lie exposed by light is forced to pack his bags and go. Scriptures like the firewall protecting what you know. Mark his messages as junk and watch the whole inbox overflow. He's been running this same playbook since the dawn of the game. Every generation gets the same type recycled dame. Your identity in Christ is not a thing he can reclaim. He can flood the inbox, but he cannot change your name. So I'm standing at the cross where everything's free. Every accusation answered at Gethsemane. He who started this good work will finish what he sees. Spam detected, blocked, I'm standing in decree. Spam, spam, same old message with a different face. Spam, spam, trying to take your peace and take your place. Don't open it, don't click it, send it straight to the trash. Yeah, the enemy's been running the same script since the crash. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, battery. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. I've been running on reserve since the year begun. Nothing left inside the tank, but I keep moving on. Should've stopped the rest, but I was chasing what I won. Now I'm flickering at 1% under the sun. Every morning that I wake up feeling brittle and weak. Grinding through the motions, but I've lost what I seek. The performance that I'm giving is a 7-day streak, but behind the scenes I'm hanging by a thread, so to speak. I keep pouring into everyone until I have no more. Giving from the overflow until there's nothing in the store. Now I'm lying on the floor in the place I've been before. Empty, hollow, running hot, what am I doing this for? Low battery warning flashing in the middle of the night. 15% and dropping and I can't see things right. I've been fighting every battle, trying to win every fight, but I never stop to plug into the source of my light. Low battery, I'm running out of strength to keep going. Hey, low battery, I gave it all, but nothing was growing. I forgot to plug into the source that keeps me alive. Hey, low battery, but there's a power about to revive. Hey, hey. Every ounce of what I had has already been spent. Burning both the ends until the candle finally bent. Looking back, I see the signs of where my energy went. Gave it to 100 things except the one it was meant. Martha running in the kitchen while the Savior's at the gate. Caught up in the doing, but she couldn't stop and wait. Mary chose the better portion, I've been choosing from the plate. That can never satisfy or charge me, learned it way too late. There's a promise in Isaiah that has carried me along. Those who wait upon the Lord will find it tired legs grow strong. They mount up with wings like eagles and they carry right along. I've been striving for the chorus, but I missed the whole song. So I'm laying every burden down and giving it a rest. Not because I've given up, but finally giving my best to the practice of just breathing, letting God do the rest. There's a charge that starts with stillness and the quietest request. Low battery, I'm running out of strength to keep going. Low battery, I gave it all, but nothing was growing. I forgot to plug into the source that keeps me alive. Low battery, but there's a power about to revive. Just breathe, you don't have to earn this. Breathe, he already paid this. Breathe, just breathe, the grace doesn't run out. Just breathe, plug in and let him recharge what you've doubted. I'm running out of strength to keep going. Hey. Low battery, I gave it all, but nothing was growing. I forgot to plug into the source that keeps me alive. Low battery, but there's a power about to revive. Yeah, 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 yeah. Muted, yeah. Hey, I've been praying at this altar with no answer to be found. Feeling like my words are bouncing off the walls to the ground. I keep listening for your voice, but there's no familiar sound. Feels like you stepped out the room and nobody's around. I've been honest with you, God, about the things I feel. Questioning if this is discipline or just the real deal. Yeah. Holding to the promises and making sure that real silence got a weight to it. It hits you like steel. I know you're sovereign and I know that you see right, but doubt has been a visitor most heavily at night. I'm not letting go of you, I'm gripping with all my might. Even walking by the faith and not by the sight. Job sat in the ashes and he chose to wait. David wrote the Psalms from a desperate and forsaken state. Lazarus stayed in the tomb 4 days past the gate, and you showed up, you always do, never early, never late. But I know you hear. Muted, but your word is clear. Everything you said before, the silence still remains. Muted doesn't mean you left, you're working through the pain. Hey, 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 I've been sitting in this season feeling mostly on my own, praying into what feels like an empty dial tone. But the evidence of what you've done is written in the stone of every valley I have walked that you have always known. Maybe I've been wanting God to give me what I need in exactly the format and the timing that I plead. But the potter shapes the vessel, it's his hands that intercede. In the silence is the pressure forming something guaranteed. In the garden you were silent while the watchers fell asleep. In the tomb you were still working at a level dark and deep. There are promises you planted that you promised you would keep. Even seeds that look like nothing are just waiting for the reap. So I'm choosing in this season just to trust, even when the feelings aren't cooperating. Trust anchored to the covenant and covered in the dust of a God who's never broken what he promised, and he must. Muted, but I know you hear. Muted, but your word is clear. Everything you said before, the silence still remains. Muted doesn't mean you left, you're working through the pain. Your silence isn't absence, your stillness isn't sleep. You're the shepherd in the valley, you're counting every sheep. I will hold to what you told me before everything went quiet. Even when I cannot see you, I refuse to riot. Muted, but I know you hear. Muted, but your word is clear. Everything you said before, the silence still remains. Muted doesn't mean you left, you're working through the pain. I don't need to run on yesterday. Yeah. Old files running in the background, taking up the stack. Every old identity I thought I left is fighting back. The version that I used to be keeps pulling at the track. And every time I think I'm free, I find another crack. Catch behavior patterns that I didn't even know. Automatic responses from the seed somebody sowed. The triggers and the reactions, all the pieces of a code written in a season that I haven't fully closed. I catch myself reverting to the default of my shame, acting like the man I was before I knew his name. The church will make you think that getting saved just ends the game, but transformation is a process and it never looks the same. Old files take up storage that I need to clear. The person that I'm choosing to become is fighting here against the ghost of everything I've been for years. And I can't move to what's ahead until I face what's in the rear. Clear the cache, I don't need to run on yesterday. Clear the cache, the old version's in the way. Who I was before the grace was given, there's no claim. I was saved and now I'm loading something new with a different name. With a different name. Yeah. It's amazing how the same old thoughts can still come around. You think you dealt with something and it pulls up from the ground. The enemy is storage and he plays back every sound of the worst things that you've ever done and uses them to pound. But there's a grace that makes the oldest things completely new, renews the mind from patterns that were running all the way through. The spirit's doing surgery on everything he knew was broken in the cache files, replacing it with true. Paul said, press toward the mark and keep the future in your sight. Forget the things behind you, even good things, keep it right, because the former rain was never meant to be the night. The new thing God is doing always comes before the light. So I'm releasing what was comfortable to me, all the patterns and the habits that were second nature free. Identity renewal is the hardest part to see, but the cache is being cleared to make the room for who I'll be. Clear the cache, I don't need to run on yesterday. Clear the cache, the old version's in the way. Who I was before the grace was given, there's no claim. I was saved and now I'm loading something new with a different name. With a different name. Yeah, Lord, do a full refresh. Delete what isn't serving, a new version of my breath. I'm not going back to who I was before I met the one who clears the cache and doesn't hold me to my debt. Clear the cache, I I don't need to run on yesterday. Clear the cache, the old version's in the way. Who I was before the grace was given, there's no claim. I was saved and now I'm loading something new with a different name. Yeah. Ghost mode. I'm stepping out to step in. Ghost mode. The working way. I'm listening. I need the silence more than I need to be seen. Ghost mode. Yeah. Becoming who I'm called to be. I've been drowning in the noise of everybody's voice, every notification, pulling at a different choice. I've been performing for an audience that never rejoice in the actual me, just to highlight they endorse. So I'm stepping to the side, putting everything aside, all the platforms and the pressure, taking everything aside. I don't know the world, a window to whatever I decide. Some things are meant for God and only God to reside. Elijah ran into the wilderness and sat until he heard the still small voice above the thunder on the hill. Not in the earthquake or the wind, it's something small and still. God doesn't shout above the noise, he waits until you still. So I turned the notifications off and put the phone down. Left the group chats for a minute, stepped outside of town. Not because I'm giving up, but I was starting to drown. Need to find my footing on some solid higher ground. Ghost mode. I'm stepping out to step in. Ghost mode, yeah. The working way, I'm listening. I need the silence more than I need to be seen. Ghost mode, yeah. Becoming who I'm called to be. Jesus slipped away before the morning came along. Went up to the mountain while the city slept headstrong. Found the Father in the silence, that's where he belonged. Before the miracles and ministry, he needed to be strong. There's a version of yourself buried underground, covered up with noise until it couldn't make a sound. Every like and share and comment just became the burial mound. Time to step away and let the real you be unbound. I don't have to broadcast everything to prove that I'm aware. Nah, every revelation needs an audience to share. There's a depth that only comes when I'm willing to go bare to the bone with just my Bible and a God who's always there. Coming back a different person, yeah, I'm coming back. Didn't ghost the world for nothing, had to get back on track. Ghost mode was intentional, a recalibration act. Go away to come together, that's the truth and that's a fact. Sometimes the most spiritual thing that you can do is close the app and find a quiet room. You were made for constant noise, for constant being seen. God's doing something in the moments in between. Ghost mode, I'm stepping out to step in. Ghost mode, yeah. The working way, I'm listening. I need the silence more than I need to be seen. Ghost mode, yeah. Becoming who I'm called to be. Ghost mode. Ghost mode. Yeah. This is dope. Offline, I'm done running this show. Offline, there's a guide and he already knows. Yeah, I've been online for so long, I forgot how to let go. Yeah. Offline, this is full surrender. Watch me go. Hey, yeah. I've been trying to survive on my own, try to thrive, keeping all the engines going just to stay alive. But self-sufficient is a myth that didn't let me arrive at anything resembling peace. I couldn't revive. Every time I grabbed the wheel, it drove me around the bend. Every plan I made would always fracture and rend. I've been holding it together, but the seams are at the end. Something's gotta break before the healing can begin. I've been building walls and calling in my protocol, planning every exit in my backup in my car. But the tallest tower crumbles when it starts to fall, and the only thing I built that holds is nothing at all. I'm laying the control down in the middle of the night. Every plan and every blueprint I was gripping way too tight, but the thing I was protecting was the source of all my fight. I'm offline now, the signal's gone. I'm done resisting the light. All offline. I'm done running this show. Offline. There's a guy and he already knows. Yeah, I've been online for so long, I forgot how to let go. Offline. This is full surrender. Watch me go. Yeah. I was drowning in the shallow water I had found. Thought control was like a lifeguard, but it let me down. Every time I came up gasping, there was no one around. Until I stopped fighting and I heard a different sound. Grace showed up in all the spaces I was too proud to face. Filled the cracks I tried to plaster in my own disgrace. Not because I earned a single moment of this place, but because he chose to show up at a mercy kind of pace. Peter sinking in the water, reaching out to survive. Every step he took on water kept the faith alive. It only started sinking when his eyes began to strive for the storm instead of Jesus. I've been doing that my whole life, so here I am, completely offline, finally free. Not pretending I have answers, just falling to my knees. I surrender every kingdom that I built for me to see. Lord, take the wheel, because this driver's out of keys. This is the white flag, not defeat, this is wisdom. This is the moment I stop fighting the kingdom. The yoke is easy and the burden isn't mine. I'm offline, and for the first time I feel fine. Offline, I'm done running this show. Offline, there's a guy that he already knows. I've been online for so long, I forgot how to let go. Offline, this is full surrender. Watch me go, 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 go. This is not a patch. This is not a workaround. This is not another version of the same broken system. This is the moment everything gets wiped and something real begins. Yeah. Hey, I've been operating on a broken system for too long. Every patch and every update just kept proving me wrong. The foundation was corrupted, so the structure wasn't strong. Time to wipe the drive and start from where I first belong. There's a thing that happens when a hard reset comes through. Everything you thought defined you has to start brand new. The process isn't comfortable, it's painful breaking through, but you don't rebuild that house until you're done with what you knew. I've been afraid of what I lose inside this night, letting go of broken things because they felt like mine by right. But you can't hold a new thing with your fist balled up tight. Have to open empty hands before you can receive the light. I came to the altar with a long and heavy name, loaded down with everything I done and every shame. And I walked away with something that will never be the same, because I traded in my story for a place inside its flame. Hard reset, not a patch, this is a full rebuild. Hard reset, God is doing what I never will. Yeah. Tore it to the ground so he could lay a proper base. Hard reset, making something beautiful from the waste. Yeah. Ezekiel in the valley with a field of bones and dread. God said, can these bones live? He was speaking to the dead, and he breathed upon the broken what he breathed to make the thread of every living thing. Because the resurrection's not just ahead, I see the signs of something new that's forming in the design. The way he's been repositioning the dots along the line. Every loss was repositioning, not a bad sign. He was breaking down the old thing so the new thing could shine. I'm not the man I was, and there's a freedom in that sound. The weight I used to carry doesn't have to stick around. New mercies every morning mean the grace is no one found. Hard reset didn't kill me, it put roots into the ground. Behold, he's making all things new, and that includes me. The cocoon looked like a grave, but that's how it had to be. There is no resurrection without something dying free. The hard reset was always how we planned for me to see. Not a patch, this is a full rebuild. Hard reset, God is doing what I never will. Tore it to the ground so he could lay a proper base. Hard reset, making something beautiful from the waste. I don't want the old version back. I don't want the comfort of the patterns and the cracks. I want the thing that's on the other side of this. The life that only comes after hard reset. Not a patch, this is a full rebuild. Reset, God is doing what I never will. Tore me to the ground so he could lay a proper base. Hard reset, making something beautiful from the waste. Everything that needed to die has already died. is clean, start fresh. Everything is new, and I don't know quite what to do. The old roads are all behind me, and I'm walking in the new. The version that I'm building is a work still coming through, but there are days when safe mode is the most that I can do. I'm not running at full capacity, and that's alright. Still learning how to walk again inside the light. Still unlearning all the damage that was done in the night. Safe mode is the starting point, not the end of the fight. Everybody wants to know when you'll be back and going strong. Back to full performance with the drive, they feel you belong. But healing doesn't operate on someone else's song. Safe mode is the grace of God to show the weak belong. I'm moving at the pace that my foundation needs to grow. Building something sturdy is intentional and slow. It's careful and it's rooted, cause the cornerstone should know the difference between haste and faith and letting rivers flow. Safe mode, not broken, just rebuilding slow. Safe mode, not giving up, just taking it low. Not everything needs to be at 100 to be real. Safe mode, this is what it looks like, how to heal. Yeah. I've been learning how to sit inside the wait, not to rush the process, just to operate at rate. The butterfly that's pulled from the cocoon before its date never got the strength to need it. I respect the weight. There's a pressure in the church to look like you've got it there, like admitting to the struggle means you've lost your share. But vulnerability was never something weak to bear. Safe mode is the posture that says, God, I need repair. I'm learning what it means to plant before I harvest seed, to pray before I preach and intercede before I lead, to sit before I speak and let the roots proceed to read. Safe mode is the discipline that satisfies the need. I'm getting stronger than I was, but it's taking long. The tree that weathers every storm is rooted deep and strong. And every song I'm singing now is more than just a song. Safe mode was the season that I finally learned to belong. Strength isn't sprinting when you're empty. Strength is knowing when to rest. Strength is trusting in the process, even when it doesn't look like progress yet. It's okay to not be at 100. It's okay to still be healing. God doesn't need you performing, He needs you present. Safe mode is still running, and that's enough. It was there the whole time. Every answer, every sign. I was walking past the lamp to find a light out in the dark. Unread, now I'm reading, and it's setting me apart. I've been searching for a word and it was sitting there unread. All the answers that I needed were already in the thread. I was looking for a prophet when the prophet's what he said. Living word was on the nightstand, gathering dust instead. I would pick it up and put it down, I never got it right. Reading other things about it but avoiding the light. There's a difference between reading about God and His delight and actually encountering the living word at night. But something shifted in the season when I needed most to know. I opened to a passage and the words began to glow. Not with fire, with a recognition in my soul below. Everything I've been asking, God had answered long ago. Every promise that was given and the price already paid. Every time I felt abandoned, He was never once afraid. He was never once surprised by the decisions that I made. The love He had for me was never once delayed or swayed or swayed. It was there the whole time. Yeah. Every answer, every sign. I was walking past the lamp to find a light out in the dark. Unread, now I'm reading, and it's setting me apart. The word is like a mirror that is always told the truth alone. It cuts between the bone and marrow, right from wrong. Not a self-help manual or a motivational song. Living in a life is sharper than I counted on. I've been decorating with it like it's something for the show. Bible on the coffee table just for spiritual decor. But the word is meant to pierce you and to cut you to the core, and do the kind of surgery that nothing else is for. Now I'm finding treasure in the pages every time I'm found. New discoveries and passages I've walked around. Words that mean completely different things with deeper sound. When you read them in the valley verses on the higher ground. I wish I could go back and tell the earlier me the truth. The word you keep avoiding is the weapon and the proof. The answer to the question and the comfort for the wound. Open it. It's been unread, but it's been waiting for you. Unread. It was there the whole time. Unread. Every answer, every sign. I was walking past the lamp to find a light out in the dark. Unread. Now I'm reading, and it's setting me apart. Your word is a lamp unto my feet, a light unto my path, and what I need. Light unto my path, and what I need. I've been walking in the dark by choice, Lord. I finally hear something, it sounds like your voice. Open it. It's been waiting. I'm done performing. I'm done with the version of me that cleans up for the crowd.
No highlights, no filter.
No polished testimony.
This is the unedited.
No cap.
Yeah.
Yeah. No filter on this, I'm keeping everything real. Telling you exactly where I've been and what I feel. I've been polishing my testimony for the crowd's appeal, but the sanitized version of my story doesn't heal. I've been dressing up the darkness with a respectable gown, giving you the highlight from the moments I go down. But the testimony that you need to hear is when I drown, when the grace showed up regardless and he turned it around. I've been broken in the places that I hide out of sight, convinced myself that letting people in would lose the fight. But when I finally talked about it, someone said me too that night. The thing I thought would weaken me became the thing that ignites. So here I am with nothing to protect and no claim to fame. Just a person who encountered grace and hasn't been the same. Every scar I tried to cover is now the picture frame for a story that was never mine alone. He gets the name.
No cap.
This is
all of it raw. No cap.
the version with the blood and the scars. No performance and no polish, just the truth of what it costs.
No cap.
I was found because I first had to be lost. I've been standing in this building like I've always fully known, singing all the songs and giving offerings and shown up for every service, but I'd often sit alone in the crowd of people,
feeling like a different tone.
Sunday face was well constructed, Monday was the fight. The person in the pew and who I was throughout the night, with two different people living in the same side, and the gap between them grew until I couldn't keep it right. But authentic is the only thing that ever set me free, dropping all the reputation that was built for people to see, showing up exactly where I was and letting it be in the hands of a God who loved the unedited me. So if you're in the crowd right now and feeling running low, wearing all the right expressions but the inside's on empty, no, you don't have to be performing for the cameras in the row. Real grace meets real people, not the highlight of the show. This is
all of it raw.
No cap. The version with the blood and the scars. No performance and no polish, just the truth of what it costs. No cap. I was found because I first had to be lost. This is not for awards and not for the stage. This is not the cleaner version or the comfortable page. This is me unfiltered, standing in the wreckage of my own, telling you that God is still building even here.
No cap.
Nope. Yeah.
Background check complete.
You're approved. Yeah. Yeah, hey, yeah. He ran a background check before I ever had to show. Saw the file with all the records from the things I let go. Every version of my worst self laid out in a row, and he still signed on the dotted line. That's all I needed to know. See, the world runs background checks to know if you're alright. If your record's clean enough to walk in certain light. But God ran through the database, and what he saw that night was a liability. He chose to love with all his might before I had a resume or anything to claim. Before I did a single thing to justify my name, he pre-approved the calling. And he knew me in the frame of someone he created for a very specific aim. He knew the things I think and every path I tread, every wrong turn and decision still lying ahead. He wrote the book of days before a single one was spread, and still he chose to love me. That's the background check instead. And he looked at every file, every failure, every page, saw the full record, and he said, I still choose you. The grace. Background check. He saw it all. Every record, every failure, every time I fall. Background check. He didn't walk away. He signed a covenant and said, I'll take him anyway. Rahab had a past that would disqualify her fast. David had a record built for nothing meant to last. Peter had a failure in the story that was cast. But God runs different background checks. He doesn't just see past. He doesn't use your record as a reason to ignore. He uses it as evidence for what he came here for. The broken and the blemished are the ones he came before. He didn't come for healthy, he came knocking on the door. So you can stop performing for the position that is free. You can stop cleaning up the record that he's already seen. He chose you in the middle of the mess that you would be. Background check approved, you're exactly who we foresee. This is the grace that none of us deserve enough of. The love that keeps on choosing when the choosing's getting tough. He scanned the file, completely knew I'd struggle. Called the bluff of every lie that said I was disqualified enough. And he looked at every file, every failure, every page, saw the full record, and he said, I still choose you. He saw it all, every record, every failure, every time I fall. Background check. He didn't walk away. He signed a covenant and said, I'll take him anyway. Before I called, you knew my name. Before I fell, you saw the frame. Before I turned, you set the stage. The background check was done on every page. You don't have to hide your record anymore. The one who knows it all already chose you. Stop cleaning up what he already covered. Background check complete, you're approved. You're approved, you're approved, you're approved, you're approved. Encrypted, they can't touch what lives in me. Encrypted, at a level they can't see. The world looks at the piece I carry, can't understand. Encrypted by the hand of God, it's working as he planned. Yeah, everybody looking at me saying this don't make sense. Walking through the fire and I'm not burning any intense. You should be a wreck, but you got peace that is immense. Something in you that the world can't decrypt or compress. The piece that Paul was writing about that past is understanding right. It's not the absence of the storm, it's stillness in the fight. It's a rest that lives inside you even in the darkest night. Encrypted at a level that the world can't bring to light. You can strip it down and analyze it, turn it upside down. Run it through the algorithm, run it through the town. Science and philosophy can look at it and frown, but the source code of this piece was written by the crown. They can't find the key because the key is not for sale. They can't crack the cipher with the methods that they trail. The password to this piece was purchased without fail at a cross on a hill. What a different kind of tale. Encrypted, they can't touch what lives in me. At a level they can't see. The world looks at the piece I carry, can't understand. Encrypted by the hand of God, is working I've had seasons where the enemy was trying hard to take every piece of peace I had until the pillars start to shake. But the anchor holds regardless of the pressure and the ache, encrypted at the level that no circumstance can break. People ask me how I'm standing tall and making this look low, when the walls of what I built came crashing down below. But they're looking at the surface, they don't see what they don't know. There's a spirit like a river with a subterranean flow. It's not positive psychology or talking yourself around. It's not a meditation practice or a self-help sound. It's a person who inhabits the impossible ground and translates every broken thing to peace so profound. Let them try to figure out the source of what they see. Let them watch me walk through fire and come out clean and free. The testimony in my living is the greatest that could be, encrypted by a God who keeps the cipher just for me. The world can't buy it. The world can't forge it. The world can't copy what God installed in me. This peace, this joy, this rest, encrypted, unbreakable access for a child of the King. Encrypted, they can't touch what lives in me. Oh yeah, encrypted at a level they can't see. The world looks at the peace I carry, can't understand. Encrypted by the hand of God, is working as He planned. They never crack it, they never find the source. The cipher is the spirit, and the key is the cross. Encrypted. This is track 15. This is the end of the search. This is what it sounds like when everything you were looking for finally arrives. This is what it means to be delivered. Delivered. The message got through. Delivered. Yeah. He was always coming for you. Hey, hey. From 404 to fully found. This is the whole way down. Delivered. Hey. And I'm standing on higher ground. Yeah, I started this at 404. I didn't know where I belonged. Was searching through the static and the algorithm song. Been through the spam and low battery, been walking all alone. And somewhere in the silence, God was building me strong. I came through the cash in the ghost mode in the offline night. I hit the hard reset and I came walking in the light. I've been in safe mode, slowly getting ready for the fight. And the word I almost missed was what said everything right. No cap on the testimony, this thing is completely real. Every track on this album is a scar, that's the deal. Background checked and encrypted, I know exactly what I feel. Delivered is the only word that fits the whole ordeal. See, deliver means the package made it got to me, and deliver means the captive finally was set free. Delivered is the testimony, what it means to be chosen by a God who saw the worst and still called me. The message got through. The message got through. Delivered. Yeah. He was always coming for you. From 404 to fully found. This is the whole way down. Delivered. And I'm standing on higher ground. Yeah, if you feel like where I started when you couldn't find your name, searching through the static, running back the very same broken cycle, know that Jesus took the cross and came to deliver what was lost, and you can make the claim. Doesn't matter what you done or where you been around, whether you been in the palace or you been breaking down, whether you been running loud or barely making a sound. There's a love that goes the distance until every lost is found. If you're at the 404 right now and feeling low, if the algorithms got you when you don't know where to go, if the spam and the low battery is putting on a show, let this album be the message. There's a God who wants you to know that you were meant to be delivered and to finally be free. Not performing and not hiding, not pretending to be anything but what He made and what He came to see. The package has been delivered and the recipient is me. The message got through. The message got through. Delivered. He was always coming for you. From 404 to fully found. This is the whole way down. Delivered. And I'm standing on higher ground. From 404 to delivered. This is the whole journey. Lost in the noise and now found in the quiet. From the algorithm to the author, from spam to the truth, from low battery to fully charged, from cash to clean, from ghost mode to present, from offline to found. From the hard reset to something new. From safe mode to standing. From unread to living in the word. No cap, this is real. Background check approved, encrypted in peace. Deliver, the message always gets through. He was always coming for you. You were never too far, you were never too gone. The package has been delivered, and it was addressed to you all along.